If you are a man who is a projector, who is looking to have a romantic relationship with a woman as a heterosexual male, then this video will be for you. And if you are a woman who is in a relationship with a projector man and you're wanting to improve that relationship or understand him better, then there is every chance that there's going to be bits and pieces that you can pick up from this video as well. So if you find that you feel like this content would be super helpful for people, then please feel free to hit the like button, and that'll share it with, tell YouTube to share it with more people. So the question that was asked, and I'm going to read it out to you here. I am curious if you have seen heterosexual projector men in your practice who were able to create successful relationships in their lives by following their strategy of waiting for the invitation. Do you have any guidance about this topic that is not often talked about? So while predominantly in my coaching practice I serve women, in the last decade or so, almost every man who has found his way into my Zoom room for a coaching session has been a projector. And that's no surprises because I myself am a projector, so I know this aura type intimately. But what I did when I received this question was I spent some time sitting through my emotional wave, because I am an emotional authority and it takes time for us to gain insights on questions we haven't been asked before. And I thought back to all of the projector men that I've met over my lifetime that I've pulled charts for, friends, acquaintances, and I thought about all of their various relationships and the things that have worked and the things that haven't worked. And so basically there are three things that I would like you to ponder if you are a male projector seeking a relationship with a woman. So the first is to avoid the trap of waiting, our strategy as projectors, waiting for the invitation as something that is passive. If you instead think about waiting for the invitation as you recognizing and valuing yourself and moving through life and doing the things where doors have already been opened, and you focus on being you and being the best you that you can be, and then noticing when a woman wants your attention, noticing when a woman is showing you signs that she wants you, that she recognizes you, that she values you, that she enjoys your company, and noticing which of those women might be women you're interested in having a romantic relationship with now. Obviously, it's different advice if you are a man who is seeking a relationship versus trying to improve a current relationship or make sure that the relationship that you're in is really aligned and working well. But let's assume that you are in the position of like trying to enter a new relationship correctly. So really like thinking about how to wait for the invitation in a way that is less about waiting and is more about you being you in the world, and then noticing who is either literally, stepping into your world and initiating like a manifestor woman will do if she is really aligned for her type and operating well in the world, or it's another projector who just like can't keep her eyes off you. So that's number one. Number two is recognizing that as a projector, there is no reason why you couldn't end up in an intimate relationship with a woman of any human design type. And I've seen like every single configuration that you can think of in relationships. So it's rarely useful. It's easy for us to do this as projectors. Let's just like study everybody and look up everyone's chart. But I want to encourage you, unless you're already like deeply professionally into human design, to probably steer away from that as your main way of trying to make a new relationship work. Instead, come back to your body. Trust your body. Do you like this person? Before you try and analyze them and figure them out, how does she make you feel? How do you feel in your body when you're around her, when you see her, when she talks to you? Just notice how she's being in the world. Does that excite you? Are you happy when you see her, when you hear from her? So trusting yourself and trusting your body and trusting that process as it unfolds. How would you have navigated this process if you didn't know anything about human design? If you only knew about you and how you're designed to operate, but you didn't know how to look up charts for anyone else, then what would you do? Come into your body and notice what that process is, that experience is like for you when you're around a potential mate. And the questions I want you to think about asking yourself is, like, does she ask for your help? It's really important as a projector that your partner is really happy to receive, on some level, sometimes, your insights, your guidance, your support, depending on, deeper parts of your chart. You can hear my tribal circuitry coming out here. Does she want your help? There can be a real trap with women, and I'll talk about this in a minute, but in our movement towards feminism and women being more independent, we've had a whole lot of women who have stepped more out of their yin, their receptivity, and more into the yang of, like, I will do it all myself. And a woman who isn't willing to and grateful to offer your help, to receive your help, is not actually going to be a really healthy, long-term, sustainable, enjoyable relationship for you. Doesn't mean that you want to have a partner who expects you to do everything for her, because that's not sustainable for you or anyone, really. But it's really important, like, as a projector, you're going to see deeply into your partner. And for it to feel good on a day-to-day basis, on some level, in some way, they've got to be willing to receive and wanting to receive your help on some things in some ways. Another question to ask yourself is, does she seem to trust me? It's really important that you as a man feel trusted by your partner. And for her to feel really deeply safe and for her to surrender into her yin, into her femininity, she needs to feel like she can trust you. So that's another question to ask yourself, is like, does this woman seem like she trusts me? And another, does she respect me? Do I, as the man, feel respected in this relationship? Yeah, because it's another essential thing that every man needs. And does she accept me as I am? I have seen lots of relationships where a woman is in a relationship with a projector man, and she has all these societal expectations of what a man should be like, and they're completely unfair for projectors and reflectors, actually. And so it's really important that as she gets to know you, she isn't criticizing you, but that she is like seeing and appreciating you and accepting you exactly as you are, which of course requires you to be vulnerable and authentic enough, and for her to really see who you are. Okay, so part of that is you yourself feeling safe enough to open up, and it's like you're going to have to test, not to go, I'm going to test this woman and see if she passes the test, but more allowing yourself to be, little bits of vulnerable, depending on whatever is relevant for where you are in that stage of that unfolding of that relationship, and to just see, does she accept what she sees? Because if she doesn't, then she's not a healthy partner for you to be with. And the last one, and it ties back to the point I made about femininity before, is, does she let you be a man? Right? It is so vitally important long-term that, and let me speak from the position of a heterosexual woman and you as a heterosexual projector man wanting to have a really healthy relationship. All of us have to shift between different yin and yang expressions at different times, right? A woman who is in a leadership position in a a business role like me, I have to step into my yang in order to do things in my business, to lead the way in my business. But if I behaved this way in my relationship with my heterosexual man, the relationship wouldn't work. I have to be willing to shift between my yin and my yang. You do as well. But your role as a man in the relationship with a woman is for you to stand in your yang. It is for you to be strong and directive and hold the boundary and hold the container and create the security for her to be fluid within, right? So once you've received that invitation to be in that relationship, your job is with her to be in your yang. Yeah? So third and final point is being very mindful of consent. Now, consent when it comes to sex, absolutely, that is a given. But I want you to think about the fact that you are a projector and what that means. That means your aura penetrates deeply into each person. That means your aura is penetrating into this woman all the time that you are connected with her socially, just interacting with her, generally, verbally, you're in the same space, you have intention to be connected, whether or not you are physically penetrating her. Yeah. So that is the way that our aura works. And because you are so deeply inside of her and connected to her all the time that you're anywhere near her, it means that it is important for her, again, to want your help, to want your insights, to want you all up in her space, and to really respect her boundaries. That if she doesn't want you all up in her stuff, then you honor that, right? So very important. Just because as projectors, we can really know so much about other people doesn't mean they always want us there. Okay. And the extra layer to be aware of here as a man is almost always, in almost every situation, you are generally going to be bigger, stronger, and heavier than your female partner, which means whether you realize it or not, you almost always have more power than your woman, which means it is incumbent upon you to recognize that there is a power differential and that you need to be the one to hold yourself in place until she shows you, whether it's in a conversation or it's with an actual help on a particular project, or it's with sex or with anything else, that she has shown you she is asking for your help. She wants your help. So waiting for an invitation is required absolutely at the beginning of a relationship, but it's also required periodically all the time throughout your relationship. Yes, if it is a healthy relationship, there is an ongoing and enduring recognition, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't hold yourself in place and just check, is she ready for the depth of me? Is she ready for everything that I bring? Is she ready for everything that I can see, know, and feel and understand and show her about her? Is she ready to be empowered? Is she ready to be supported? Right? That is your role. So really thinking about how you as a man are here in your yang. You are here to stand in your yang, to stand in your power and your strength, and to be that container for your woman to be fluid, for her to be in her big emotions, for her to be in her receptivity and that movement. You are really the container holding that water as she flows. Okay. Now, I really hope that this answer was helpful for you. If you have another general question, whoever you are watching this, if you have a general question that I can answer here on the channel that I haven't answered in a previous video, where I don't need to see your individual human design chart, you are welcome to ask it in a comment. If you want further support, there's my tribal circuitry again. If you want further support I have resources that can be supportive wherever you are in your human design journey. You'll find them in the video description. And once I edit this video, I'll pop it in a pinned comment as well. And if you haven't binged your way through the Projector playlist, I can highly recommend it. I will put it on screen